Lesson 7, Constructors. So right now we have two classes, the car class and the tire class, and the tire class belongs to the car class. First of all, we'll look inside the tire class to see the constructors. So right now we have the public, tire, int miles, string tread. This is known as a constructor because it is what the tire class expects. Every time a new object of tire is made, you must give it an integer and it will be stored as miles, and you must also give it a string value stored as tread. Right now the tire class doesn't do anything, but we still have the constructor as a placeholder. Going back into the car class, we want to make a new object of the tire class, so we do tire because that's the class we want. The name of the object, we'll call it tire1 equals new tire. We gotta give it a value 100 and flat. Okay, you should compile, no problem. So right now what we effectively done is create a new object of tire class. But the main focus of this lesson is constructors. Now, this is a simple way of doing constructors. There are other constructors as well. For example, you could have one with no expectations, so you can just create without giving it anything. So in this case, we won't have any of this. This is why sometimes you just see this. It simply means it's expecting nothing. And there are other cases where you have multiple constructors. So we have public, tire, int, miles, string, tread. Okay, this will compile without a problem. And then back in the car class, what we could do is we create another object called tire. Tire2 equals new tire. Let's say 100 flat. Now when we compile, this has no problem. Just remember that when you construct tires, you have two objects of the tire class, tire1 and tire2, and these are constructed differently. So tire1 is independent from tire2. Sometimes it is useful to have more than one constructor, but most of the time it's not needed. And another thing we can do inside constructor, which is not part of this lesson but is good to know, is inheritance. So we can just say this dot, well, in order to have inheritance you must declare instance variable. So we have private miles, private int miles, private string tread, and then we can write this dot miles equals miles, this dot tread equals tread. What this effectively does is this means the moment you create this object will have the same variable miles as the instance variable miles. And when it is created, it will have these values.